Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo September 26, 2022. The Sun heads into your communications sector today, jump-starting a cycle of more curiosity, learning, and mental activity. Mercury is still retrograde, complicating some of this cycle's themes. The impetus is to reach out and communicate more than usual, but there can be obstacles in your way. You'll probably feel freer with this after October. However, this cycle is generally excellent for trying new ideas, learning new things, developing current studies and interests, and reaching out to others to keep in touch. Today, the Sun and retrograde Mercury are moving into alignment, and there can be new light on recent decisions or communications. It can be a time to rediscover an old interest or to see that a current project, venture, or personal interest is no longer serving you well. Ideas can spark a long-term project, but it's all very new and not yet mature, so pay attention and take your time with decisions. Life will be moving at a brisk pace in the weeks ahead for you. This is because the mighty Sun, our great luminary, will catch the wind and soar into your solar third house of communication and short-distance travel beginning today. With Libra season upon you, you'll be germinating brilliant ideas and eager for discussion with your crush, sweetheart, or spouse in the month to come. This is also an exhilarating period to plan some quick trips to nearby destinations, whether that is hopping on a fast plane ride or even hitting the pavement for a road trip. No matter what, enjoy the spice of life now. Take a step back when the moon stations void of course. You might not feel as extroverted or confident during this lunar lull. So, it might be best to take a step out of the spotlight to focus on yourself. As the void of course lunation unfolds, the Sun will also enter Libra. Conversations with coworkers may flow better as the reciprocal Libra energy encourages you and others to work together. You might become a better active listener as you take your coworkers' insight or opinions into account before making a decision. The Sun's departure from your income sector today might take the solar spotlight off your income situation and matters, but this is far from the end of things. For a few hours Venus, the planet of money, will be on her own, but then the Moon's return followed by Mercury just a few hours later will see a sharp nose and head for money together kick in, along with a fresh sense of resolve. Today's atmosphere helps you express your emotional side. With so much attention being paid to your energetic personality, it can sometimes be a challenge to make yourself vulnerable and really know what you are feeling. Movement that challenges you to be physically vulnerable is a recommended practice for emotional release. Yoga, of course, and stretching out the chest cavity in particular. Applying a hot water bottle to your chest at night is another way to bring gentle attention to your emotional core. The vibrations of the day are going to tend to destabilize you. You are going to have to go with the flow even if the going is a little rough. However, you should think about your behavior with your family and friends. Try not to beat them over the head with your opinions. Take time to listen and weigh the pros and cons of a situation and stop acting on impulse. There may be a slowdown in your professional life. The Sun's departure from your income sector today might take the solar spotlight off your income situation and matters, but this is when the real magic begins. Venus, the planet of money, will spend a few hours on her own, just long enough to pivot away from the Sun's reality checks before the Moon returns, and then just a few hours later, Mercury will retrograde back in. All of a sudden you not only have a sharp nose and head for money, but the laws of attraction are more effective and old doors have opened. Meanwhile, the Sun will take over from where Mercury leaves off on the communication front. Before Mercury, the planet of communication, retrogrades back out of your communication sector, the Sun returns today. While Mercury has been focused on giving the past and unsaid words a voice, and the Sun will be looking for the future, for the few hours that they are together they will be aligned in the single pursuit of getting the communication lines open. Our eyes in the sky. There is a temptation to step back from your emotional wellness today. However, you can't shy away from your fears and let your self-doubt get the better of you. The moon in Virgo asks you to put your nose to the grindstone. Virgo energy is all about doing a job right with care and precision, so this is a perfect day for career and work-related ambitions to really take hold. It's also a wonderful day to make some extra cash or pitch those plans that you thought would never see the light of day. Just try not to let your professional ambitions sidetrack you from the other work you need to do. Tonight's link between Neptune and the moon could cause you to detach from your own or another's true feelings. This could be a tough day for those in romantic relationships because people aren't really feeling like their best selves. It's a day where you could feel a little left out in the cold or ghosted by someone you thought would always be there for you. Remember that this is just a cycle in the stars. Come up with a plan to do what is best for your peace of mind. In the pre-dawn hours, romantic Venus in Virgo opposes a nebulous Neptune in Pisces. While Venus deals in concrete, material love, Neptune deals with divine, transcendent love. Two sensations, two vastly different experiences. Neptune already has the energetic upper hand given its slow crawl through the cosmos, but it is also in domicile, while Venus is in fall. Therefore, the material considerations of Venus in Virgo are dwarfed by its numinous counterpart, and everything we think we understand about our romantic entanglements now gets lost in a wash. We don't know where we stand, nor do we know what we want. Idealized projections of other people or situations leave us vulnerable to disappointment, even though we'd never admit it. Our true struggle lies in our desire for perfection when there is no such thing. We'll have an easier time managing overwhelming feelings through an art practice or by turning to prayer. Faith isn't a bad thing, as long as we don't place all of our faith in an equally fallible, imperfect human being. Dreams and love will seem tangible, and your creativity will be especially active. Trying something new will appeal to you and is highly advised. You could spend time with some unlikely characters. You're also going to be quite lucky regarding information. You might learn something by chance from a stranger that turns out to be useful to you, or you might just happen upon some intriguing news while scrolling through social media. You'll be sharper than normal and ready to make some spontaneous choices to accompany the zany adventures that await you on this fortunate day. Before noon, the moon squares off with Mars, stimulating irritability. Under the Virgo moon, we feel secure navigating logical, linear situations. Meanwhile, Mars in Gemini is game for experimentation and knows victory won't be achieved through regimentation. These two inclinations leave us feeling polarized and frustrated. It's as though we don't want to move for fear of making a mistake, even though we know that mistakes are exactly what we need to grow, and therefore, succeed. The worst thing we can do now is to bottle up our feelings to the point where we finally snap and act recklessly. Take one thing at a time. Pace yourself.